Alright, buckle up guys, because we're about to embark on an epic quest into the magnificent, mysterious, and sometimes mildly terrifying minds of women when it comes to choosing a male partner for dating and, gasp, marriage. Forget those outdated rom-com tropes. We're diving deep into recent reports, juicy surveys, real talk interviews, and the fascinating world of psychology to decode what actually makes a guy swipe right and maybe, just maybe, put a ring on it. Get ready for a hilarious and informative journey that might just equip you with the legendary surefire method at the end. Let's begin. Decoding the female brain. What women really want in a man, spoiler alert. It's not just abs. Ever stared into the abyss of the dating app, swiping left so much your thumb developed carpal tunnel, wondering what mystical qualities the chosen few possess? You're not alone, my friend. The quest for the ideal male partner has baffled philosophers, poets, and, let's be honest, pretty much every guy at some point. But fear not. We've scoured the latest research, grilled actual women, with their permission, of course, and consulted the wise sages of psychology to bring you the ultimate guide to cracking the code. Get ready to have your mind blown and maybe take some notes. The non-negotiables. The must-haves that make us go yes. Emotional intelligence. EQ is the new IQ, bro. Forget being a stoic, emotionally constipated robot. According to a plethora of recent studies, like those highlighted in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships and various reports on modern dating trends, emotional intelligence is a massive green flag. We're talking about the ability to understand and manage your own emotions and, crucially, to empathize with and respond thoughtfully to ours. What it looks like. Actively listening when we're talking about our day without just waiting for your turn to speak, recognizing when we're feeling down even if we don't explicitly say it, and responding with empathy and support, not just trying to fix the problem, why it's hot. In a world that can feel isolating, a partner who can connect emotionally provides a sense of security and understanding. It means fewer arguments stemming from misinterpretations and more feeling truly seen and heard. Funny, but true. We'd rather date a guy who cries during a sad movie and asks if we're okay than one who boasts about never shedding a tear, unless it's from laughing at his own jokes, which, let's be honest, aren't always that funny. Respect. Treating us like actual human beings, groundbreaking, we know. This should be a no-brainer, but sadly, it still needs to be emphasized. Respect isn't just about opening doors, though that's nice. It's about valuing our opinions, our ambitions, our boundaries, and our autonomy. Recent surveys on relationship satisfaction consistently show that feeling respected is a top predictor of happiness. What it looks like. Not interrupting us constantly, valuing our input and decisions, respecting our no, and not making condescending or sexist remarks. Yes, those still happen. Why it's crucial. Feeling disrespected chips away at our self-worth and creates a toxic dynamic. A respectful partner makes us feel safe, valued, and empowered. Funny, but true. If your idea of a compliment involves a backhanded remark disguised as humor, you're doing it wrong. We'd rather hear, "You look great," than, "You look surprisingly good today." Good communication skills. Talking isn't just about sharing facts. We touched on this earlier, but it bears repeating. Effective communication is the lifeblood of any healthy relationship. This goes beyond just relaying information. It's about expressing feelings clearly, actively listening, and navigating conflict constructively. Psychology studies on relationship longevity consistently highlight communication as a key factor. What it looks like. Being able to articulate your needs and feelings in a healthy way, being willing to have difficult conversations instead of stonewalling, and actively trying to understand our perspective, even if you don't agree. Why it's essential. Poor communication leads to misunderstandings, resentment, and ultimately, a relationship breakdown. A good communicator makes us feel understood and valued. Funny but true. If your communication style involves grunts and the occasional one-word answer, you might want to invest in a communication workshop or at least a decent dictionary. Integrity and honesty. No one likes a walking red flag. Trust is the bedrock of any meaningful connection. Recent reports on infidelity and relationship dissolution underscore the devastating impact of dishonesty. Women consistently rank honesty and integrity as crucial qualities in a partner, both for dating and especially for marriage. What it looks like: being truthful in your words and actions, being reliable and keeping your promises, and owning up to your mistakes. Why it's non-negotiable. Without trust, there's no foundation for a secure and loving relationship. Constantly questioning your partner's honesty is emotionally exhausting. Funny, but true. If your stories have more plot twists than a soap opera, we're going to have trust issues. We prefer a partner whose life narrative is straightforward and truthful, even if it's a little less dramatic. The nice-to-haves. The qualities that make our hearts flutter a little more. These aren't necessarily deal breakers, but they definitely add bonus points and can significantly enhance attraction and long-term compatibility. A sense of humor. Life's too short for perpetual seriousness. Someone who can make us laugh, genuinely laugh, not just politely chuckle at their dad jokes, is incredibly attractive. Humor helps navigate stressful situations, fosters connection, and makes life more enjoyable. Psychological research suggests that couples who laugh together tend to have stronger bonds. What it looks like: being able to joke around, not taking yourself too seriously, and appreciating our sense of humor, even if it's a little weird. Why it's appealing. Laughter releases endorphins and creates positive associations. A funny partner makes us feel happy and lighthearted. Funny but true. If your idea of a joke involves explaining it for 5 minutes, maybe stick to observational humor. We appreciate a guy who can make us snort laugh unexpectedly. Ambition and drive, not necessarily about being a millionaire. This isn't about needing a partner who's climbing the corporate ladder at breakneck speed, though financial stability can be a plus, as various surveys indicate. It's more about having goals, a sense of purpose, and the motivation to pursue them. It shows us you're not stagnant and have a vision for your life. What it looks like: being passionate about your work or hobbies, setting goals and working towards them, and having a desire for personal growth. Why it's attractive. Ambition suggests you're driven and have direction, which can be inspiring. It implies you're not content with just coasting through life. Funny but true. We're not expecting you to be Elon Musk overnight, but having a 5-year plan that extends beyond mastering all the levels of Candy Crush is a good start. Kindness and generosity. A good heart never goes out of style. Treating others with kindness and being generous, not just materially, but with your time and compassion, speaks volumes about your character. Studies on prosocial behavior in relationships show that these qualities contribute to greater relationship satisfaction. What it looks like: being considerate of our feelings and the feelings of others, being willing to help out, and showing empathy towards those in need. Why it's important. Kindness indicates a good moral compass and suggests you'll likely treat us well too. Generosity shows you're not selfish and are willing to invest in the relationship. Funny, but true. We're more impressed by you offering your seat on the bus to an elderly person than by you buying us the most expensive drink on the menu. Though both are nice, the former lasts longer. Confidence, not cockiness. There's a huge difference. Confidence is attractive. Arrogance is a major turn-off. We want someone who is secure in themselves, knows their worth, and isn't constantly seeking validation. Psychology research on self-esteem and attraction highlights the appeal of healthy confidence. What it looks like: believing in yourself without being boastful, being able to handle setbacks without your ego shattering, and being comfortable in your own skin. Why it's appealing. Confidence is reassuring and suggests you're emotionally stable. Arrogance, on the other hand, often masks insecurity. Funny but true. There's a fine line between "I know I look good" and "bow down, peasants." Guess which one we prefer. Hint, it's the one that doesn't involve imaginary peasants. Section 3: Generational Shifts. What the kids and the not-so-kids are looking for now. Dating preferences aren't static. They evolve with societal changes and generational values. Let's take a peek at what different generations of women are prioritizing in their male partners, drawing from recent surveys focusing on generational dating trends. Millennials, born roughly 1981 to 1996. This generation often values authenticity, emotional connection, and shared values over traditional gender roles. They tend to prioritize partners who are emotionally available, good communicators, and supportive of their career and personal aspirations. Surveys also suggest a greater openness to discussing mental health and a desire for partners who are equally invested in the relationship. Key takeaways: emotional maturity, open communication, shared values, supportiveness, and a willingness to talk about feelings, yes, even the icky ones. Generation Z, born roughly 1997 to 2012. Gen Z women often prioritize authenticity, inclusivity, and partners who align with their social and political values. They tend to be more fluid in their understanding of gender roles and may place a greater emphasis on partners who are open-minded, progressive, and demonstrate a strong sense of social awareness. Mental health awareness and open communication about boundaries are also highly valued. Recent reports indicate a strong emphasis on genuine connection and shared passions. Key takeaways: authenticity, shared values, especially social and political, open-mindedness, inclusivity, mental health awareness, and clear communication about boundaries. Gen X, born roughly 1965 to 1980, also known as the best generation. While valuing many of the qualities sought by younger generations, like good communication and respect, Gen X women may also place a significant emphasis on stability, reliability, and a partner who is established in their life and career. Having shared life experiences and a similar outlook on long-term commitment can also be important. Many Gen X women place a greater value on being a mother, and many desire to be stay-at-home moms. Key takeaways: stability, reliability, shared life experiences, good communication, and mutual respect. Baby boomers born roughly 1946 to 1964 and known as the greatest generation. While individual preferences vary greatly, some common themes emerge. Boomer women may value companionship, shared interests, and a partner who is dependable and supportive. Traditional gender roles may still hold some influence for some, but emotional connection and mutual respect remain important. Key takeaways: companionship, shared interests, dependability, supportiveness, and mutual respect. The psychological underpinnings. Why we're wired this way. It's not just about societal trends. There are deeper psychological reasons why women are drawn to certain qualities in men. Evolutionary psychology suggests that women, historically, have sought partners who can provide security and resources for themselves and their offspring. While modern society has shifted significantly, some of these underlying instincts may still play a role. The importance of resource provision, beyond just money. While financial stability can be a factor, resources in a modern context also include emotional support, stability, and the ability to be a reliable partner. A man who demonstrates responsibility and the capacity to care for others signals that he can be a dependable long-term partner. The signal of good genes, beyond physical appearance. While physical attraction plays a role, and let's be honest, a well-maintained physique doesn't hurt, women are often subconsciously drawn to men who display traits associated with good genes, such as confidence, health, and vitality. These qualities can signal a partner who is likely to be a good provider and protector. The need for emotional connection and security. From an attachment theory perspective, humans are wired for connection. Women, like men, seek partners who can provide a secure base, someone they can trust, rely on, and feel emotionally safe with. Emotional intelligence and good communication skills contribute significantly to this sense of security. The surefire method, the grand finale you've been waiting for. Alright, drumroll please. You've patiently waded through the research, the interviews, and the psychological deep dives. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the legendary, guaranteed to work, absolutely no woman can resist, the surefire method to attract, and maybe even marry, the woman of your dreams. Are you ready? Have you got your pen and paper handy? This is the secret the dating gurus don't want you to know. Be a decent human being. Yeah, that's it. Groundbreaking, right? Okay. Before you click away in utter disappointment, let's break this down. Because being a decent human being isn't just some fluffy, vague concept. It encompasses everything we've talked about. Develop your emotional intelligence. Learn to understand and manage your emotions and practice empathy towards others. Listen actively, validate feelings, and respond with kindness. Treat everyone with respect. Value women's opinions, boundaries, and autonomy. Avoid condescending language or behavior. Communicate effectively. Express yourself clearly and honestly, and be a good listener. Learn to navigate conflict constructively. Cultivate integrity and honesty. Be truthful in your words and actions. Build trust through reliability and transparency. Develop a sense of humor. Learn to laugh at yourself and with others. Don't take yourself too seriously. Pursue your passions. Have goals and work towards them. Show that you're driven and have a purpose. Practice kindness and generosity. Be considerate of others and willing to help. Build genuine confidence. Believe in yourself without being arrogant. Be comfortable in your own skin. Look, there's no magic spell or secret handshake that will guarantee you a partner. Attraction is complex and multifaceted. But consistently embodying these qualities will not only make you a more appealing partner, but also a better friend, colleague, and overall human being. And guess what? People are generally drawn to decent human beings. So, ditch the outdated playbooks and focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Be emotionally intelligent, respectful, communicative, honest, funny, driven, kind, and confident. That's not just a surefire method for attracting women. It's a surefire method for living a more fulfilling life. Now go out there and be the decent human the world needs and the partner someone is dreaming of.